Okay guys, today in this video I'm going to show you how to record what you hear using an RME, I forgot the name of the card, RME UCX sound card. Because what I found with this Total Mix software is it's really tricky when you don't understand how it works, and it took me donkeys, despite all the tutorials and stuff, to do a little simple thing. Now I do wish this had some sort of button on it that just says record what you hear, but it doesn't, and I've had to do a little bit of research into it. And there's this little thing here called loopback. Now apparently when you switch the loopback on, it routes it to record what you hear, but it doesn't always work that way, the way that it's supposed to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load a bit of software. Let's go for, say, for example, Audio Edition. So I'm going to load that up, and I'm going to kind of show you how to record what you hear. Now, due to copyright issues and God knows what else, I am going to just use my music, so because I don't want to get copyright strike on my video. So even though recently, for some reason, I actually got a copyright strike on my own track, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, cut long story short, let me just find something that I've done, and I'm going to give that a little play in iTunes, for example. Okay, here's something that I've been messing about with the, oh no, it's just a straight sample, that is, it's not going to work.
Let off selector.
That's going to just cloud it up. Alright, let me just see what I've got here in my iTunes. You can't see my iTunes because I've got it on another screen. Right, so let's say, for example, Science EP. Now, if I get a copyright strike on my own song, it's going to do my editing. Right. Okay, so I play my song. Then I get the total mix up. Let's get that up wherever that is. Total mix. There we go. So as you can see, analog 1 and 2 is where the sound is coming out from, I believe. Is it this one? Hold on. Let's go to here a minute. Okay. See, I'm still getting twisted up. Where is this coming from now? Okay, 1 minute. Okay, obviously something is routing to the main out. See, this is why I find this super confusing. So I'm going on like a master, and I still haven't got it. Okay. Here we go. Right. Okay, so that's what I just done. I just turned this down. Okay, so this is analog 1 and 2. So we turn that down. Now, what I usually do is I route analog 1 and 2 to one of my ADAT channels. And from there, I would do recording. So if you look here, it says software playback here, hardware inputs, and down here is hardware outputs. So this would be what you hear on your computer. And that's providing your computer is configured to 1 and 2. So next, with that playing, you would go into your audio in software. You would go into your audio recording software. Let me just turn that down. There's no need to have that on in the background. Okay. So you'd go into your audio recording software, and then you'd obviously go into your recording preferences. Now, once you go in there, I'm actually doing this on the fly, peeps, but I do know what I'm doing. You see you got your default input there. Yeah, so that would be my Fireface UCX. And he said Firefox there. Default output Fireface UCX. Fine. Then audio channel mapping. Now every software has got some sort of audio channel mapping in and out. If your sound card has 16 outs, then it's going to have 16 ins or 16 outs, according, depending on what you've got. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to set my inputs. You see where I've got this set to inputs, ADAT 7 and 8. You can see the in is the left input is analog 7, and the right input is analog. I call it analog ADAT 8. So ADAT 7 and ADAT 8. Now, when you then put your channel up here, and then you route it to, what do we say? Chuck this in another screen. And then you route it to A.7 and 8, I believe. My memory is terrible. Let's have a look. Audio mapping, that's where you want to go to on here. Right, so A.7 and A.8, yeah? So what I want to do is I want to get this signal to A.7 and A.8. So I would turn it up there. And you can see A.7 and 8 is here. So if I click on that, or is it that one? Let me just double check that now. And hit record. We should get a signal if we route this right. So, A.7. So I'll say A.7 would be down here. A.7 and 8, and as you can see when I click on that, there's nothing coming through here. So by clicking on this, the track you want to send, and then turning it up and turning on loopback, I believe, you should start seeing a signal down here. There you go. So I'm just going to minimize that a bit. Hopefully we'll be able to observe it. See, when I turn this down here, it goes. See, my mic is actually routed now to there. Okay, so let's turn the loop back off. So I'm looping back 7 and 8, I believe. So that's the settings for that channel. Let me just close that. Yep, just double checking. Right, so as you can see, I'm recording up here. And everything's routing through. So if I was to turn down the mic on A.7 and 8, even though you can still hear me, you can see that I'm not routing to here. When I turn that up, 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. Oh, and don't forget the loop back on, silly sod. Hello, yes. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2. A.7 and 8. A.7 and 8. Where is it? 7 and 8. 7. Hold on. 7 and 8. There you go. Loop back. Sorry. I'm doing a loop back on the 5 and 6. That's why. Right. There you go. So at the moment, if I click on 7 and 8 and turn down the mic, look, the mic's gone from the recording. See that? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Right. Now, if I click on the analog, the software playback, I turn that down, look, it's gone. So let's test it. So if I do that and turn off the loopback now, look, loopback. So loopback means record what you hear on that channel, but you have to route to one of the channels. And this is why I use A.7 and 8, because for some reason for me, it just works better. So I hope you found that video useful in clearing that up. Let me just turn that back down again. Oh, hold on. No, I need to route this to... God, blimey. I'm actually testing. Now I've gone again. Yep. I'm actually getting twisted up doing this. But anyway, you get the drift. Peeps, I hope you found this video useful. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you've got a UCX and how you find it. I'm actually loving the sound of this sound card. It's very, very warm. It's a fat sound card. I do recommend it. I will put a link to my sound card down in the description. I also use Apollo Quad 2, which I also like the sound of. I like that for mixing, but this one is my favorite for chunkiness. Okay, people. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. God bless. Peace.